Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
Hey everyone, welcome in. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's season 15, episode 7. Let's get right into it. So the first scene of this episode is Drew, who is meeting up with some music video director because she wants a music video for this song that she just came out with. The director does mention that if Ralph is not, in shape on time, he's going to need to cast some other dude for the man part of the video. And Drew didn't really seem to mind that idea. And then the next scene is Sanya and Shereé. They are doing that thing like where you go into like this big frozen thing and like you go in. I heard it has a lot of benefits and I would like to go just to know what it feels like because it's like really, really cold. So that was cool. They also mentioned that Rihanna gave Shereé a shout out. So that is awesome. And afterwards, they talk about the group. Sanya is confused why everyone left last week after Kandi left. And she says that the group just feels so divided. So Shereé is planning a little party and she's calling it Keeping It Gucci. Just to help bring everyone together and talk about the issue so they can move forward and just have a good time. But before that, Sanya does want to meet up with Kandi first just to talk about what happened because she says that Kenya and Drew like to add a lot of extra sauce to the situations, so she just wants to talk to Kandi by herself. The next scene is Miss Marlo Hampton going over to dinner with Courtney. They're catching up. Marlo mentions that she's going to be set up in a blind date by one of her friends, so that's exciting. But mainly, Marlo just wants to thank Courtney because Courtney was very nice in listening to Marlo about her story of her past, and Courtney actually took action and genuinely try to help get her record clean. Again, that is very nice for someone to do that because that's not something you have to do, but the fact that you did it just says a lot about you, that you're a good person. We also then see Sanya and Kandi having their meetup, just the two of them at the OLG. Kandi says what she has been doing, with Todd and the plays and the movies and stuff, but then tells Sanya that she's been looking at her with like some side eye for riding the fence too much. Sanya says that it's not true, but Kandi starts to tell her about the pattern that Marlo has had with her. And this part actually got me. I am not a Kandi fan, but when she starts crying, it's something about Kandi that when she starts crying, I kind of get emotional. And she started to break down, explaining to Sanya what kind of friend she is and that she expresses affection differently because of her brother's passing when she was 15. That was really traumatic. I have heard her talk about this. I think it was on The Real. So that really changed the way that she interacts with people. So I think that what she needs to do is go to therapy, because just because you are some way because of something doesn't mean you should continue to act like that. And I feel like that's what everybody always tells Marlo. So we should, I guess, tell it to Kandi too. And then Sanya, she just asks Kandi if she's going to Shereé's Gucci lunch. And Sanya reads out loud the text message that Shereé sent over with the invite. And it was hilarious. It was a very long, funny poem that rhymed. It was funny. And then the next scene is Drew at some dance practice for her song. Which, by the way, that song doesn't really require all that dancing. I feel like it's a little bit too much. But so remember the Ralph thing? They had to fire him. But the guy who was going to go in to be Drew's love interest wasn't able to make it. So Ralph is back in the role again. And they make him take off his shirt and sit on a chair. And Drew was feeling herself because she was on top of him. And it was, elevating to a little bit too much. So that was that scene. And then we move along to Kenya. So she goes to pay a visit to her doctor, and she asks the doctor if she can have another baby. I get it, she wants Brooklyn to have a sibling, and she still has some embryos with Mark. But I mean, realistically, I think she knows the answer. She's 52. She's much closer to being 60 than she is to being 40 or 30. So there's that. Does she really want to have another kid with Mark? I don't think so. And not to mention, when she had her first child, it was a very high risk pregnancy. So the doctor doesn't really recommend it. I mean, I don't think no doctor in the planet would recommend it. Okay, we then proceed to Shereé's brunch. She's putting name cards, to figure out where everyone's going to sit. But she's like, where do I put Marlo? Because everyone has problems with her. All of the women arrive wearing their Gucci. Kandi and Courtney actually hugged. That was surprising, but I've been saying it since the beginning. Courtney is going to grow on us, like y'all just give her a chance. But Shereé is telling the girls that she wants them to start having more fun. Marlo arrives. She says hi to everyone except Drew and Kandi. And then last to arrive is Kenya, who didn't even come in Gucci. It kind of looked like she was wearing a blazer from Ross. But then they begin to order some food and everything seems fine. But once Shereé starts to talk about the purpose of this lunch, she starts to cry. But I did not see a single tear while she was crying, but it was kind of funny. But what she was saying is that it breaks her heart to see the group being unable to communicate and get along, and says that she is open to suggestions, like you try to fix things. Courtney goes, she's the first one and says that she really wants to thank Kandi for even going to the event that she planned last week. And Kandi says, well, I appreciate that you came outside to check up on me. That meant a lot. So that's looking good. Then Sanya says that she needs to get something off her chest with Kenya. She's referring to that disaster Alabama trip that Kenya did a few episodes ago, where Kenya told her that if she wanted to go, she could go. And Kenya says, I don't trust you because of what you said on Watch What Happens Live. Now, what did Sanya say on Watch What Happens Live? Well, that she didn't know if Kenya had a real butt. Really, Kenya? So you can shade everybody under the sun, but they can't come on to you? I mean, that's the definition of you can dish it, but you can't take it. And it's funny, though, because almost every single one of the housewives in their confessionals don't even think it's real. Remember what Phaedra said? She got that at Home Depot. But Kenya says, I'll have to wait and see if you are worthy of my trust. Like, what? That is some crazy-ish. Like, if you're worthy, as if she's the queen, all-hail queen of Atlanta. Come on now. Next. Then someone addresses the elephant in the room. Marlo and Kandi. Kandi is still mad. Understandable. And Kenya is going off with some dumb, shady comments about Marlo, but Marlo is ignoring her because she doesn't really care about Kenya at this point. She just wants to talk to Kandi. And Marlo then again tries to explain the story. She is very calm. She's really controlled. But these wannabe actresses, Drew and Kenya, won't shut the hell up. And they just start, commenting and talking over everyone. It was really annoying. Like, we get it, you don't like her, but let her talk, let's try to communicate. That's the problem, they don't know how to communicate. It was so much hostility that Marlo had to get up and leave. And as she's leaving, guess who's calling her all kinds of B's, and she sold her this for that? Kenya. If anyone, it should be Kandi who should be calling her a B, but no, it's Kenya. So that was really annoying. Shereé says something funny in her confessional. She says that Kandi lets all these people do everything for her, and she says, I wonder if they wipe her butt too. That was funny, but again, Kenya and Drew, they have no manners. But I think it was good that Marlo left, because I feel like that could have probably escalated a little bit more, and she would have probably, popped Kenya. But Shereé goes out to find Marlo outside and brings her back in. And Marlo is just really... The reason she got up is because she was getting really frustrated with Kenya and being a bully and not letting her talk and doing all these antics. But Marlo does come back, like I said. And again, she tries to explain the situation with her nephew. She says that the family just wanted condolences, and that if Kandi's cousin who got injured at her restaurant would have passed, Marlo would have been there and sent condolences, flowers, and everything. And Sanya tries to explain what Marlo is saying to Kandi, but Kandi says, I don't need you to be Marlo's lawyer. And then Kandi says, F her and F those flowers she wanted. I mean, I get the F her, fine, but for you to say F the flowers for someone who passed, I really have no words for that. I mean, that's kind of inhumane. I mean, who says that about someone that passed F the flowers? That did not sit well with me. And of course, Kandi fans disagree, but I don't care. I don't care who you are saying that about a. No, I didn't like that comment. But that was the end of the comment of the episode. No solution. Nothing was resolved. Not surprising. I gotta say, the show is starting to become a little bit hard to watch. Like, it's actually kind of draining for me to even finish the episodes. I will still watch and I'll still, make videos about it. But let me know, what are your thoughts in the comments about this episode? What did you think about this Gucci brunch? And listen, even if you totally disagree with me, that's fine. Let me know in the comments and we can chat about it. So yeah, guys, that was it for this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.